Real quick before the video starts, I have a new channel based around green tech stories on 4chan, and I'll be uploading videos daily over there. If you're interested, I'll leave a link to the channel in the description. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael, and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was posted by a user named FanExtreme in the AITA subreddit. The post is titled, "I avoid going out with my sister because every guy I talk to ends up attracted to her. I am 23 years old and have a younger sister who is 20. She is incredibly beautiful. The kind of beauty that people notice and comment on instantly. I have always considered myself decent looking, but when we are together, it feels like I disappear. The issue is that every time I am getting to know a guy, whether we are flirting, dating, or even just hanging out, the moment he meets my sister, his attention shifts to her. Some even start obviously flirting with her right in front of me. It is painful, and it is happening so consistently that I have started avoiding situations where she and guys I know might be in the same room. My sister is not doing this on purpose. I love her to death, and she is not malicious at all, but she is naturally very extroverted, warm, and open. She is the kind of person who will walk into a room and start a conversation with anyone. That is just who she is. She does not mean to flirt, but it can come off that way. I am more ambiverted, so next to her, I probably seem much quieter and less engaging, which might make the contrast even more noticeable. Now she has picked up on me distancing myself. She has asked why I do not invite her out anymore or why I avoid introducing her to people I know, and I feel like a terrible sister for not telling her the truth. But I also do not know how to keep putting myself in situations where I feel second best or invisible. So am I the asshole for choosing to keep some space between us in social settings just to protect my self-esteem? Edit for clarity. She does not flirt on purpose. Her personality is naturally outgoing and charismatic, and guys seem to interpret that as interest, even though that is not her intention. She never encourages them or tries to steal anyone. This is more about how I feel than anything she is doing. Edit to clarify too. A few people have pointed out an older post on this account that says the OP is 24, while this post says 23. I totally understand the skepticism, but just to be transparent, this is not my Reddit account. I am actually using my best friend's account with her permission because she encouraged me to post about this situation and get outside perspectives. We have talked a lot about it, and she thought hearing from others might help me work through it in a healthier way. I did not mean to cause confusion. I am just trying to get some genuine advice on something that has been hard to navigate emotionally. Update. First of all, thank you so much to everyone who took the time to read, comment, and offer thoughtful advice. I genuinely appreciate your patience. It has taken me a little while to post this update because I wanted to wait until things had settled and I could speak from a clear, honest place. And also because I was waiting for the right moment to have a deeper conversation with my sister. The biggest shift, my perspective. And this is all thanks to you, and I will be forever grateful for that. What used to feel like a curse has actually become a strange little blessing. I realize my sister is not stealing guys from me. She is filtering out the ones who were not really interested in me to begin with. If someone meets me, then gets distracted the moment she walks in, that says more about them than it does about either of us. And honestly, I am kind of glad they revealed themselves early. So now, instead of avoiding going out with her, I have started leaning in. I actually want her around more because I know that if a guy cannot handle being around someone beautiful and outgoing without completely losing focus, he is not someone I need in my life anyway. It is like she is my human dating litmus test, and she is great at her job. I also talked to her finally. I explained why I'd been a bit distant and made sure she knew it was not her fault. She was super understanding and kind, which honestly just made me feel worse for having held it in for so long. But here's the curveball. During our chat, she casually suggested I get lip filler to help with my confidence. Now, to be clear, I never mentioned feeling physically insecure, so I was a little caught off guard, but I do not think she meant it in a shady way. She has filler herself and probably meant it as a "this helped me, maybe it will help you" kind of thing. Still, not sure how I feel about that suggestion, but hey, at least we are in a place now where we can be open with each other again. Also, I just want to address something that came up a lot in the comments. Quite a few people asked me to post pictures. That honestly made me feel pretty uncomfortable. This post was never about trying to prove something, fish for compliments, or invite comparisons between me and my sister. I was not trying to say, I think I am ugly, please validate me, or look how much prettier she is. It was about a feeling and emotional experience I was trying to work through and grow from, not a request to be judged visually. The core of this was always about how I felt, not how I look. And I am really grateful that so many people helped me see that I do not have to keep carrying that feeling around. Anyway, thank you again for the support and insight. It really helped me get out of my head and shift the way I was viewing things. And most importantly, my sister and I are good again. Things feel normal. The final filter said, "This reminds me of a post where the OP's friend was a tall model. Every time they went out, he got way more attention from women. The OP ended up meeting someone he liked at a club and tried to give her his number. However, it turned out she was just talking to him so she could be introduced to his friend, who ended up having a threesome with the woman and her friend. The OP was really torn up about it because he knew it was not his friend's fault, but he was tired of feeling invisible next to him." Snack Fridge said, "I am glad OP and her sister are doing okay. I have older sisters and I really understand." That said, immediately suggesting lip filler when OP opened up about her insecurities is crazy. This next post was made in the AITA subreddit by a user named Whoosh Girl. The post is titled, "I didn't eat the birthday cake that my boyfriend got me." Alright, so my birthday was a couple of days ago and I asked my boyfriend about a week before to get me a carrot cake. While I know it is not a popular choice for a birthday cake, it is my favorite and practically the only flavor of cake I like, besides red velvet, but I was not feeling it to be honest. Keeping in mind that I was going to have a birthday party with my friends, my boyfriend suggested that I get a flavor that people like, which I would understand maybe if it was a huge party with tons of people, but I know my friends and I know they would not mind carrot cake at all. Edit should clarify, I told him that my friends would be fine with carrot cake and to get it anyway. Anyway, fast forward to my birthday. My boyfriend went and got the cake from the shop in the afternoon and I did not get to see it since I was getting ready, but he did not mention anything to me about it, so I thought nothing of it since I like surprises. My friends arrived and everything was going great until it was time for the cake to be served. We gathered around the table and everyone sang happy birthday while my boyfriend brought out the cake. And to my horror, I saw this big chocolate cake in his hands. I hate chocolate cake. It makes me sick. He knows I hate chocolate cake. My face fell when I saw it, but I obviously did not say anything at the time. However, I did give my boyfriend a glare or two, which he clearly picked up on since he kept insisting I eat the cake in front of everyone as we were serving it out. Something about that made me angry in the moment and I refused to try the cake at all. I cut it, I blew out the candles, I handed it out to everyone, but I did not try it myself. I do not think the others took much notice, but once the party ended, I started getting ready for bed when my boyfriend came into our room and was like, "Why do you have to act like a child all the time?" And I was like, "What the hell?" And he said, "You have to make a scene just because I did not get your carrot cake." And he went on about how nobody likes carrot cake and how I am spoiled and selfish and look stupid not eating cake at my own birthday. Then he claimed he could not find carrot cake, which is crazy because 1, I have never gone to that shop and not seen carrot cake, and 2, even if there was not any, he could have picked any other flavor besides the only one I hate. I told him that and he just got really upset like I was the one who started the fight. He started going on about how I was overreacting over cake and how he tried his best to make this birthday good for me, which in fairness is true since he put a lot of effort into organizing it for me, but honestly, I was just livid then. Now, we are still kind of off about it and neither of us has really apologized or anything, but I am starting to think I did overreact over cake and I probably should have just eaten it and then talked to him later, but I do not know. Update. Hey, so I know it has been ages, but I just saw a TikTok with this post in it, so I thought I would share. I did break up with my boyfriend about a week after this happened. It was not all to do with the cake situation. Some things happened afterwards, which along with this, of course, resulted in me calling it quits. We fought for a bit over it, and he called me some not so lovely names, but I got over it pretty quickly and all is well now. My friend and I went out and got red velvet cake afterwards. And before you guys say it, it is not the same as chocolate. Thanks a lot, guys, for the support and for knocking some sense into me, and sorry for not giving you an update. I did not really want to think about it after we broke up. But yeah, the moral of the story, eat cake and do not be fake. Love you all. Flat White Girl said, reading about her handing her birthday cake out to everyone and keeping silent made my chest hurt. I would be the bad guy for her. I would absolutely have asked why the cake was chocolate when my friend does not like chocolate cake. This final story was also made in the same subreddit by a user named Advisor Better. The post is titled, I'm closer to my sons than my daughters. I am 38 years old and have been married to my wife, who is 34, for 7 years. We have 4 kids together aged 7, 6, 4, and 4. The 6-year-old and 4-year-old are boys, and the 7-year-old and 4-year-old are girls. My wife and I recently got into a pretty big argument, and I need unbiased opinions. I feel like I have always been closer to my sons rather than my daughters. You know, I am a boy, I like boy stuff, and so do they. I do not like princesses or dolls, so I have always gravitated toward my sons because we have more in common. Anyway, the argument started after my wife had put the kids to bed one night. I was lying down and she came into the room and confronted me about what my 7-year-old daughter had just told her. According to my wife, as she was tucking my daughter into bed, she started crying and asked, "Why does not daddy like me?" My wife told me that the kids notice how I treat them differently and I needed to stop acting like I hated my daughters. I told her I do not hate them, but we do not have anything in common. She was upset and started yelling at me about how immature I was being. I think it is silly. Obviously, dads are going to be closer to their sons. That is just how the brain works. I tried explaining this to her, but she just did not listen. She left, and I think she went to sleep in my daughter's bed. I am not sure. So am I the asshole? I just want my wife to understand what I'm saying, but she is not listening to me. After the initial post, a user in the comments claiming to be OP's wife said the following, I am the wife. I found this post because when I went into our room to get my charger, he was asleep, but his laptop was still open with this Reddit thread. Idiot, I do not even have a Reddit account, so I needed to make this just so I can post here. First, I can assure you this is not fake, as many of you here are suggesting. Here are a few other things my husband has done that he conveniently left out of his initial post. My daughter started crying to him about whether he did not like her, not to me. She only came to me when he did not care. My husband has taken our sons on multiple vacations without our daughters, using my money, might I add. My daughters were told that it was a boys' trip and no girls were allowed. He refused to do both of my girls' daddy-daughter dances this past Christmas because he thought it was stupid. I danced with them instead. He tried to make my girls clean up their brother's mess because it is a girl's job to clean. I could go on for hours. I want to give everyone some more context. My husband works from home. By working from home, I mean he is completely unemployed. I am the sole breadwinner for the family. I am a doctor. I take sole responsibility for caring for the kids. He does literally nothing. I bring them to all of their sporting events, school events, appointments, etc. Ever since we had kids, he was detached from our daughters. He used the same excuse he said here. He is a boy and does not like girl stuff. It is pretty hard not to get along with small children. They quite literally will do anything. My 7-year-old would run through the mud if it meant she got to play with her dad for 5 minutes. It is heartbreaking to see how much she yearns for a relationship with him. This is not super important, but my daughter loves boy stuff. She likes to go fishing with her grandpa and play video games with her brother. So the excuse of her not liking boy stuff is dumb. He just does not like his daughter. A lot of people are probably wondering why I married him in the first place and why I have not divorced him yet. To answer the first question, I was young and stupid. I ignored red flags and have now ended up here. I have put off divorce for so long strictly because it is hard to get a divorce. I am riddled with student loan debt, so I really could not afford it while taking care of 4 kids. This might have made me an asshole for not leaving sooner, but I am done now. This has sealed the deal for me. I have been crying all night thinking about my daughters. Not only them, but I know my sons are not being treated right either. My 6-year-old has noticed how his father treats his sisters, and it makes him so sad. He has offered his spot on vacation multiple times so that one of his sisters can go, and his dad says no. I am done with this. So when he wakes up tomorrow, he will be told to leave my house that I own and that he will be hearing from my lawyer. I am not putting up with him or any of his nonsense anymore. I love my kids more than life itself. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to take all 4 of them out on an ice cream date while he packs his things. No limit on how much they can buy. They deserve it. Thanks Reddit for showing him how stupid he is, and thank you for going to bat for me and my children. Have a good night. 6 months later, OP's wife gave us her most recent update. About 6 months ago, my ex posted about being closer to our sons than our daughters. I found the post and made a comment under it. I have linked the post here. You can scroll and find my comment. I have not really been back on Reddit since that night, but I came to check it today and noticed I had a bunch of messages asking for an update, so I figured I would give one here. I do not want to go into too much detail about everything just to protect my and my kids' privacy, but long story short, we are doing great. My ex has moved out of the house, and after we started the court process, he lost all custody he had of all the kids. He definitely fought for it, but I had enough proof to block him from that. He does not have any visitation, nothing. In the States, divorce is a long and complicated process, so it will take a while for everything to be official, but we are heading in that direction. My kids are doing great. They were all put in some kind of therapy and are healing. I have seen a change in all of them, and I am so proud of how strong they have been. To everyone who went to bat for me and my kids, thank you. Redditors can be crazy, but I feel like I got the best outcome. You all were so supportive, and I cannot thank you enough. To other women in a similar situation as me, I promise you will feel so much better once you leave. It is hard and probably going to be one of the hardest things you will do, but the outcome is so worth it. And lastly, to my kids, I hope you never find this post, but if you do, hopefully when you are a lot older, just know I am so proud of you. Mom loves you more than the world, and I know you will do great things. Keep being the shining light in my life. Love you all. Once again, thank you Reddit for all of your help. This will be my final update. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and thank you also to partner of the channel, Gamersupps. Use code DLAM to support the channel and get 10% off of your purchase, link in the description. I'm sure many of you like me have a hankering for daily caffeine, so go check them out. Lately, I've been a big fan of Titty Milk and Acid Rain, but they've got dozens of other flavors for y'all to try out. Anyway, thanks again for reaching the end, and I hope you all have an amazing passage of the next 24 hours.